Namaste and welcome to my YouTube channel, Lifted Lotus Yoga. My name is Lacey and I'm so honored to have you here with me. Today's practice is called Afternoon Awakening and it's meant to give you that boost of energy you need to get yourself through your evening. All you'll need for practice today is a blanket, so go ahead and grab that blanket and meet me on your mat. Once you have your blanket, fold it up to where it fits neatly underneath your sit bones. Bring your sit bones to the edge of that blanket and settle yourself in. Notice how this creates a little bit of elevation, releasing pressure through the knees and the ankles. Cross whichever ankle in front of the other or leg in front of the other, doesn't matter which, and allow your hands to rest upon your thighs, just as so. Draw your belly button in, supporting the low back. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky. Slightly draw the chin in and feel yourself long and tall. Go ahead and close the eyes, soften the face. And start to reel your energy in. Start to bring yourself into a present state. Letting go of anything that's happened during the day or anything that might happen during the evening. And allow yourself to just be presently aware of what's happening within you right now. One of the easiest and quickest ways to become present is following the breath. So let's do just that right now. Start by noticing what your breath feels like as it moves in and out of your body. Notice how deep or shallow it might be. Notice where it originates from, where it's going. Just getting to know yourself and your breath in its natural, organic state. Now let's take a few moments to clear this space. We do this with our breath, and it's a beautiful, easy practice that you can do anytime, anywhere. So you can exhale out through the nose, releasing all the breath within you. Take a big inhale, fill all the way up. Filling up as full as you can. And then opening up the mouth in a big ah. Exhaling until there's nothing left. Do it again. Big inhale. Expanding the belly and the ribs all the way into the throat. And then a big open mouth exhale. Do it one more time all on your own. Beautiful work. Release any control you have over your breath. Letting it return to a natural, organic state again. Notice any shifts or change within your breath now. Notice if it's fuller or deeper. Less restricted, more open. Now I'd like you to invite just the slightest smile onto your face. This can be a smile only you see, like a secret smile. Or it can be a bigger one that's wide and open. It's completely up to you. But I'd like you to invite a little joy into your practice right now. Keep your smile as you flutter open your eyes. Let's start by opening up the neck and the chest. When you're ready, invite the right arm behind your back into a gentle half bind. Keep your spine nice and straight. This might be enough of an opening for you, and you can stay right here if you'd like. Or if you want a little more, slide the left elbow back just far enough to where you can grab it with the right hand. Notice how this opens up the chest, the shoulder, just a little bit more. Choose to stay right here if you'd like, or bring the left ear towards the left shoulder, creating a nice little opening through the neck as well. Great place to close the eyes. And again, you can choose to stay here, or if you want just a little bit more, release the right hand from the left elbow. And bring the left hand onto the right side of your face, the right side of your head. Creating just gentle pressure through the right side of the head with your left hand, deepening the stretch through the right side of the neck. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Next, exhale, release everything back to center. Hands find the tops of the thighs, chin to center, crown of the head towards the sky. Now we come to the left side. Bring your left hand behind the back, half bind it. You can always choose to stay here or slide that right elbow back enough to where you can grab it with the left hand. Again, choose to stay here or bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Choose to stay or release the right elbow and bring the right hand onto the left side of the head. 3 big breaths. Next, exhale, release everything back to center. Nice work. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees fall out wide, coming into bound angle or Baddha Konasana. Gently pull the heels closer in towards the groin and maybe flutter the knees a little bit to wake up those hips, the groin, the pelvic floor. Go ahead and find stillness if you haven't already. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, pull your belly button in, and as you exhale, start to slowly fold forward, but stop where your spine starts to round. Keeping a nice straight spine, chin reaching forward, leading forward with the heart. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, slowly walk the hands over towards the right side of your mat. Plant the right hand down and bring the left hand onto that right wrist. Go ahead and drop the chin in towards the chest, creating a deeper stretch to the left side of the body. Take another 3 breaths. Inhale. And as you exhale, walk yourself back to center. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, walk over to the left side. Plant the left hand down and bring the right hand onto that left wrist. Drop the chin towards the chest and take 3 breaths. Big inhale. And as you exhale, walk to center. Next inhale, walk yourself all the way back up. Bring the hands to the outsides of the knees and gently guide the knees back together. Maybe hug your knees into your chest just a little bit. Now separate the feet out as wide as your mat. Point the toes out, heels in, so you've got V'd feet. You can choose to stay right here in a modified Balasana or garland pose. This is a perfect, beautiful place to be. If you want something a little bit more though, pick those sit bones up and bring them up and over the heels. Now, if your heels don't quite touch and it's really uncomfortable, you can unfold your blanket just a little bit, roll it up, and place it underneath your heels. It's giving them a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of support. Of course, if you don't like this, you can always just move that blanket off to the side of the mat, and then settle into your Balasana. Bring your hands to heart center, palm to palm compression. Bring the elbows to the insides of the knees, and then gently press the knees towards each other, gently press the elbows towards the knees. Finding that palm to palm compression. Long through the spine, chin up and forward. Stay for 2 more breaths. Last one. Now we're going to use the power of our legs, so start to press into the feet and inhale, circle sweep all the way up to standing. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, gently pull the hands into your heart center. Heel toe the feet to a hip width distance. Take a big inhale and a cleansing open mouth exhale. Release the hands down to the sides of the body. Finding yourself into a passive mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a moment and find yourself into your feet. So maybe sway side to side a little bit, back and forth a little bit. Feeling yourself find center. And then lift the toes off the mat, spread them in all directions, and then gently set them back to earth. Stack your hips over your knees, over your ankles. Draw the belly button in, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Let the collarbones broaden out a little bit. Turn your palms forward, finding yourself into that nice, strong mountain pose. Maybe find that smile again, bringing that joy back into your practice. Take a big inhale, circle, sweep up, reach tall, palms touch above you. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Slight bend in your knees if you need it. Drop the crown of the head towards the earth. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. Gaze towards the top of your mat. As you exhale, fold back into that Uttanasana. And then plant your hands on the mat, pick your right foot up and step your right foot directly behind you. We're coming into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Drop your right knee to the mat, make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. You can keep the right toes curled under or you can uncurl them. You decide what works best for you. Once you feel good and aligned, start to engage through your hips and bring your hands on top of your left knee. Draw the belly button in, gently press into the hands, pressing into the knee. You can choose to stay right here if you'd like, or with your next inhale, circle, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Palms touch above you, exhale, hands float down to the floor through heart center. Curl your right toes under if they aren't already, lift the right knee up, step the left foot back behind you, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet are hip width distance apart, hands shoulder width distance apart. Spread the fingers onto the mat. Draw the belly button in. You can have a slight bend in your knees. Your heels can be lifted, but it's more important to make sure you're supporting the spine. So lengthen the tailbone towards the sky and pull that belly button in. Soften through the cervical spine and the neck by shaking the head no and nodding it gently yes. Next, inhale, roll yourself forward into a plank pose, and then bring your knees down onto the mat. Uncurl your toes, exhale all the way down onto your belly. Fingertips are underneath the shoulders. Next, inhale, rise up just a little bit into a baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet into your mat, little to no weight is in your hands, and don't hold your breath. In fact, take 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more. Next, exhale, slowly come down. Curl your toes, inhale, rise onto the knees, and hoist the hips, downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. Maybe notice what you feel like, what areas of your body are calling to you in this pose. Send your energy, send your attention, send your breath to those places that need it. 1 more breath. Next, inhale, take a couple steps or maybe just one all the way to the top of your mat with your right foot. Coming into low lunge, Anjaneyasana on the other side, drop down onto your left knee. Right knee is over the right ankle. Uncurl the toes if you did on the other side on that left foot. And then bring your hands to the top of the right knee. Get engaged, get strong, pull the belly button in. Press into that right knee. If you stayed on the other side, stay on this side too, or inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Palms touch above you, exhale, hands come through heart center. Curl your left toes under, lift your left knee up. This time, step your left foot forward, forward fold. Feet are hip width distance apart, exhale into it. Inhale, halfway lift. Creating that 90-degree angle with your body, exhale, fold into it. Inhale, circle sweep all the way to standing. Big mountain pose, palms touch. Exhale, hands into heart center. Big inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, release the hands down by the sides of the body. Let it all go. Now we're going to turn up the heat just a little bit so we can burn off any of that excess energy we might have within our bodies. Take an inhale, circle sweep up, reach tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, step it back into a plank pose. Get nice and long within your plank, wrists below the shoulders, spread the hands out onto the mat and push the earth away from you. You can either drop the knees down to the mat if you'd like, or just exhale down halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Thighs are lifted off the mat here. Exhale, downward facing dog, rolling over the toes, pushing the hips up and back. Take another breath. Nice work. Inhale, heels up nice and high. Exhale, look towards the top of the mat and start to take big baby steps towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep all the way to standing mountain pose. Palms touch above you. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, hands by the sides of the body, open mouth. One more time. Big inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift into your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, step it back, plank pose. Remember, you can drop the knees or just exhale down halfway. Inhale up into your upward facing dog. Press the heart through the gate of your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. We meet there. Starting to feel a little more awake, maybe a little more present than you were before. Take another breath. Inhale, start to hinge forward and bring your knees down onto the mat into tabletop pose. Your knees are below your hips, your wrists are below your shoulders. Spread the hands out onto the mat. Feel all four corners of the palms rooting into the earth. Draw your belly button in. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the front of your mat. Gaze between your hands. Let's do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Next inhale, sway the belly down, gaze and hips rise up. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. Draw the tailbone in and round the back. Cat pose. Next inhale, sway the belly down, press the heart through the gate of the arms, cow. Exhale, rounding into your cat, pull the belly button in as deeply as you can. Last one, inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Inhale brings you to center. And then bring the toes to touch behind you. Press the sit bones back onto the heels. Forehead releases to the earth into child's pose, Balasana. Another great place for the blanket. You can put it underneath your knees or behind your knees to give you a little more support. Stretching out the upper back and the shoulders just a little bit more. Press into your left hand. Lift your left arm just up a little bit. And then slide your right arm underneath it for a thread the needle. Turning your chin towards the left. Close your eyes. You can choose to keep the left hand right where it is, or maybe invite it into a half bind behind your back. 3 more breaths. Next exhale, release the left hand and bring it back to the top of the mat. Now keeping the chin turned to the left, release the right arm back behind you. So unwrap it and bring it back next to the right foot. So you have monkey arms. Right hand is down behind you, left hand is reaching forward. Your chin is still turned to the left, and let's just take 3 more breaths. Next, inhale, bring everything back to center. Chin to center, both hands reaching forward. Now we switch it to the other side. So press through the right palm, lift the right elbow just enough to where you can slide the left arm underneath the right. Thread the needle to the other side. Great place to close the eyes if you haven't. If you skipped it on the other side, skip it on this side too, or bring the right hand behind the back, half bind. Taking 3 more breaths. Exhale, release that right hand. Keeping your chin turned to the right, slowly unwrap that left arm and bring the left hand back behind you next to the left foot. 3 more breaths. Next, inhale, bring everything back to center. Beautiful work. With your next inhale, slowly start to roll yourself up, walking your hands towards your knees. Keep your chin tucked into your chest and roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let it take some time. Be gentle. Once you've lifted to center, make sure that the knees and the feet are both hip-width distance apart. And then I'd like you to curl your toes under and bring the sit bones back onto the heels. Maybe you got to reach down and curl those pinky toes under as well, but make sure all 10 toes are curled under here. Stretching out the bottoms of the feet, the bottoms of the toes. Sit up nice and tall, pull the belly button in. Couple more breaths like this. I know it's an intense posture, but so good for the feet. Just breathe into whatever you're feeling. Knowing that all things are temporary, nothing lasts forever. Beautiful job. Now we're going to add a heart opener here. I'd like you to bring your right hand onto your right heel. Next, inhale, push the hips and the heart up and back, coming into a nice half Ustrasana, dropping the left hand back behind you. Next, exhale, come back to center. Left hand onto left heel. Next, inhale, hips and heart rise as the right hand drops behind you, half Ustrasana, half camel pose. Exhale, come back to center. Come off those curled toes. Release the feet back onto the mat, tops of the feet onto the mat. Leave your hands onto your hips, onto your thighs, or maybe onto the mat next to your feet. You can even have your hands at heart center prayer pose if you'd like, or you could just stay right here. Choosing to stay, or when you're ready, with your next inhale, start to lift your knees up off the mat, stretching out the tops of the feet, countering that deep stretch we just did with the toes. Only lift the knees as high as feels good. Take another 2 breaths. Exhale, slowly bring those knees back down onto the mat, coming into a brief tabletop, shake the feet out. Nice work. Bring the tops of the feet back onto the mat. Make sure that the knees and the feet are hip-width distance still. We're going to do that half Ustrasana again, but intensifying it just a little bit with the tops of the feet onto the mat. Bring your right hand onto your right heel. Next, inhale, push the hips and the heart high as you drop that left hand back behind you. Ardha Ustrasana. Exhale, slowly come back. Other side, left hand, left heel. Inhale, push the hips and the heart up and drop that right hand back. Exhale, come back to center. Cross whichever ankle over the other, and then roll over the tops of the ankles, bringing yourself onto your tush into the middle of your mat. Bring the legs straight out in front of you. We're preparing for Dandasana, staff pose. Legs are straight out in front of you. You're making a perfect 90-degree angle with your body. Draw the belly button in, spine is long and tall. Toes are pointing towards the sky. Bring your hands next to your hips. Now, if you're like me and you have short arms, maybe it's your fingertips that work better or the palms of your hands, but press in to those fingertips or the palms of your hands, lifting the sit bones just enough to where you bring the cushion underneath those sit bones. Bring yourself back to the earth. Take a big inhale, circle, sweep up. Coming into forward fold, seated variation, Tadasana, exhale, fold forward. Maybe you grab your ankles, maybe you grab the sides of your feet, doesn't matter which, but keep the toes pointing towards the sky and the soles of the feet pressing forward. Keep your chin reaching towards your toes. Take another inhale, length, and maybe an exhale for a micro fold. One more, inhale, length. Exhale, micro fold. Nice work. Next inhale, slowly walk yourself back up. Sliding the soles of the feet onto the mat, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug for a moment. Maybe dropping the chin in towards the chest, closing the eyes. Take 2 breaths. Releasing the chin away from the chest, releasing the arms from around your knees. Separate the feet out as wide as your mat. Bring the hands back behind you. It doesn't matter how you have your hands, whatever's most comfortable. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, drop your knees to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the right, and this time swing that left hand all the way around to meet the right at the back of your mat. Taking a nice deep twist into that low back. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, untwist, come back to center. Big inhale, and as you exhale, knees to the left. Swing that right hand all the way around to meet the left hand at the back of your mat. Taking that twist to the other side. Inhale, and as you exhale, unwind, come back to center. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to stay a little bit longer. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, drop the knees to the right, swing that left hand all the way around behind you, and this time you either stay on your hands or come onto your forearms. Close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Soften the face. Take 3 more rounds. If you're on your forearms, come onto your palms. Inhale. And as you exhale, unwind, bringing yourself back to center. Take an inhale. And let's clear the space. Open mouth, exhale. Last side. Big inhale. And as you exhale, drop the knees to the left. Swing that right hand all the way around. Remember, you can stay on your palms if you want, or you can come all the way onto your forearms. Taking just about 3 more breaths. And then with your next inhale, rising onto the palms if you aren't already. Exhale, swinging yourself back to center. Take your legs out long and wide, and then slowly walk yourself all the way back onto your back, coming into our final pose, our Shavasana. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms turned towards the sky. Let the legs relax, let the fingers relax, let the head relax. Close the eyes and soften the face. Let's cleanse it out one last time. Big, big inhale. Open mouth exhale. Let that final exhale sink you into the Shavasana you so rightfully deserve. Taking just a few moments of quiet before we get back to our day. Letting everything that we just did in this short practice take hold within your body. Feeling the strength, the energy, and the presence you created during this time. And maybe once again, finding that smile on your face, inviting that joy into this moment. You can choose to stay in this Shavasana for as long as you'd like. And if you feel ready now, maybe rolling onto your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed and your face soft. When you feel ready, slowly but surely rising yourself into a seated position, just like we started our practice in. Whichever leg crossed in front of the other, hands resting upon the thighs. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd like to end our time together with one single Om. You can join me or you can just remain in silence. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.